It's a bit chilly and it's a bit wet, and welcome to Wraggys Taproom. Welcome to Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits Review. Today, let me just turn off the, because what'll happen is, there we go. Oh, I've actually turned them all off, there we go. So, what usually happens is, yeah, what usually happens is something happens and it goes ding, ding, ding. And it's bloody annoying when you're doing beer reviews. So, today, I'm only doing one beer review, well, for now anyway. I've got to go out later and both pick my wife up, because she's gone boozing, and for a meal. And I've also got to pick my daughter up later and take her home, because she's gone boozing. So, I can have one beer, and then sit back on my computer and catch up on a lot of work. But I thought, well, I'll come down the beer room, review one beer, and what better beer? Timothy Taylor's Landlord. An absolute exquisite beer. Tastes bloody good on draft as well in pubs. I did have this at a pub across the road from me in Daybrook called The Vale. It's been a long while since I've had it, to be fair. And I will read what it says on the back. Well, I will read if I can find anything. Good evening, and how do? And I don't know what it's like in your part of the country, but it's chucking it down here, as it has been most of the day, to be fair. There's been obviously sunny spells, but bloody hell, when it rains, it really rains. So it says here, the drinker's favourite and the classic pale ale. Me too, yeah. I can only have one though. I'm picking the wife up, so I cannot drink any more than one. Because obviously you run the risk of getting caught, you know, breathalyzed and all that other shit. And they're very cute in Nottingham, so I'm being a good lad. So yeah, with a complex citrus and hoppy aroma. Blue and white skies. Yeah, we're getting the blue and white skies, we're getting a lot of rain in between. Launched in 1952, that's some years old now, that is. And has won more awards nationally than any other beer, including Camera Draft Supreme Champion Beer of Britain 4 times. Bloody hell, that's good. You can't fault it, can you? Taylor's taste is achieved by using the finest natural ingredients, our unique Knoll Spring water, the highest grade Golden Promise malted barley, whole leaf hops, and our very own Taylor's Taste yeast. Best served between 11 and 13 degrees centigrade. It's about that. It's about that in here, to be fair. So, crack it open. Yeah, so today I actually breached the 1,900. No taste. What were the little beers? Out of curiosity. So yeah, an absolute classic. And it's still chucking it down. Lovely weather. So, looking forward to the weekend. I'm out of work, that's always a good thing. Always good thing when you're not at work. That's actually bang on, that is now. I've actually got the camera angles spot on again. One never knows. Good evening. Doing alright actually. Now it's Friday, you know, got the weekend ahead. I do feel sorry for my workmates because half of them are off for COVID, or, you know, pinged. And they've got 2 weddings on. One tonight, one tomorrow. With hardly no staff, and it makes me glad I'm a gardener and I'm out the way from it all. Hospitality at the moment are getting slaughtered. The amount of people off work and that. Not a good, I mean, you want to reopen, but you reopen and then you lose half your staff or more. A local pub near to me has had to close for 8 days because of COVID. It's crap, isn't it? Not good when you're trying to earn your money. Odin. Good evening, Steve. How are you, matey? See, I actually liked Odin's beard. Yeah, I actually liked that. I hadn't had the new relic though. But yeah, the Odin's beard I thought it wasn't too bad. It all depends on your day you drink something though, isn't it? You know. Some days I can drink my favourite beers and they taste crap. And then other beers, they just taste absolutely amazing. And, you know, that weather. Oh. So, Timothy Taylor's. Classed as a golden, is it? Classic pale ale. It's golden to me. You pick nothing up. As long as you've still got taste buds, that's all that matters. Yeah. What with the old COVID and all that. So yeah, golden looking pour. Good bit of steady carbonation on this. Nice little white head, a frothy white head. Nice malty aroma as well. Good evening. Dark skies there, blue skies there. Yeah, we've had some really nice sun today. Then we've had some real shite. But it's chucked it down. It's chucking it down now, obviously, as you can hear in the background. And good evening. I am trying to do a 6 o'clock live. The wife's out tonight, but I can only drink one beer because I'm picking her up. So I can do a much longer live. Currently drinking a snake bite. Ooh, very interesting. I'm doing well, thank you. What's the snake bite? What's in it? Brands, that is. I know it's cider and lager, if memory serves me correctly. Yeah, yeah. Whoa. This time last year, I'd actually found out that I was moving jobs, that I'd got the job, and then I had the shitstorm with that old job, where they tried to make me pay for the uniform, said I couldn't leave any earlier, tried to make me work a 4-week notice. Bolt maker. Oh, that's you. Yeah, tried to make me do 4 weeks notice. In the end, I got through it all, and I dealt them, something back. Good evening. But it's amazing how pissy firms can be with you. Very strong, bless you. You'll be steaming on a couple of them. Mixing beer, cider, lager, cider. It's one of them recipes, isn't it? Oh, that's lovely, that is. And because I can only drink one, I need to make it last. So, looking forward to a good weekend. Hopefully the weather will pick up, but you never know, do you? Already half pissed. Yeah. I know. It's like when you go out for a drink with somebody, and you're both big drinkers, and second pint in and you're steaming, and you're like, what? And you think to yourself, how the hell am I feeling pissed on the second pint? And half the time it's the fact that you probably may not have drank that beer before, and your body's not used to it, or more importantly, your brain's not used to it, and it just hits you something. Good evening, Mr. Hobhouse. Yeah. I thought to myself, well, I can only drink one. What can I drink? Take me time over, like you would in a pub anyway. And an absolute classic of a beer, a 4-time champion beer of Britain. That says something. That says something. Yeah, in pubs. And I'm actually happy I'm sat at 10. Although I've got to go out twice tonight, so I've got a one review now, and then when I've dropped my daughter off home at about 11 o'clock, then I'll do another beer review then. So, yeah, late beer reviews today. Yeah, I daren't. Not in Nottingham. Yeah, it only causes issues. I don't want to risk too many idiots driving on the roads in Nottingham, especially later on in the evening. I've got to pick the wife up from the city centre at about 8:30. So again, you've got to have your wits about you. Yes, you can drink 2 beers, and in the normal circumstance, I would. But going into the city centre, you've got to have eyes in the back of your arse, because there's so many crap drivers. Smelled like sweaty socks. There is a bit of a maltiness to it. I won't say it's good evening, Tad. Hey, fair play. I've signed up for the same one. For the cricket ground, it was. I think it's just a crafty way to get you to sign up to their bloody emails, personally. But, yeah, I think it's just a sly way of getting you to sign up. But, hey-ho, you know, if you can get the tickets early, because I can see there being a rush. The one thing about the Robin Hood Beer Festival, you're getting spammed already. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Good evening, Brett. Oh, the little lady. Hello, Brett's daughter. And it'll be a beer drinker, right? Yeah, when she's 18, hopefully. Yeah. You don't want the kids coming home when they're 13 steaming. So, no tickets yet. They're very late. Usually, they put them on the site in April. But, apparently, any time this month. So, yeah, any time this month for the tickets. As far as I've been told, anyway. Can't see it being too long. Yeah, me too, for sure. Vodka Russian. When did I start drinking? Oh dear. 10. My mum was working at the Golden Fleece in Nottingham, on the Mansfield Road in Nottingham, if anybody's ever been to Nottingham. And it's a pub, quite a traditional pub back in the day. And hell yes, always have been. Although these days, dear, it's heartbreaking. Yeah, it is a bit heartbreaking at times, isn't it? But yeah, and I saw this bloke walk up from the pub with a bag, and I thought, my mum's told him to come up and he's cribbed it. So I went across the road, grabbed his bag, it had Strongbow cider in. We drank the Strongbow cider. Brothers had us outside, dancing up and down. Yeah, that didn't end well. I spewed all the way up the stairs. Yes. A valuable lesson about beer and jumping. I think I went to the pub for my first beer at 4. God knows how I got served. Or somebody was with me. Because I didn't look, I mean, I might look my age now, or maybe I would have, but I didn't look my age then. I was a kid. Yeah, I remember you saying your missus was in Mansfield. Yeah, only about 10 miles away from me. Only just up the A60. Not far at all. I mean, I work halfway between here and Mansfield at one of my hotels that I work at. Oh, and it's sunny again. Thank God. Lovely weather. Lovely weather we're having. Very jealous of Craig and Hopzine at the Towers. A business to, eh? Yeah, Forest. You know, I'm hoping that if they leave Chris Hughton to do the job and actually back him, it doesn't seem like he's being backed at the moment. I don't know what's going on for Forest. Unless players don't want to come, you know, got to be straight. It'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? If all of a sudden Lionel Messi comes to Nottingham Forest. Jesus, no, that'd be something. Could you imagine? They couldn't afford his wages, obviously, but that would be something. Or at beer festivals, walking around. Yeah, I don't like to walk around. I'm with Todd. Yeah. All right, when you've had a drink and you're at that moment when you... well, yeah, Forest have got that Greek millionaire, mega millionaire. But I think he's he's not as dodgy as Faraz. But still, you know, what you reckon Kane's going to go to Man City? He does need backing. And they need to get rid of all them players that they bought at the start of last season. All of them are crap. And we need to promote the youth, really. Messi, he was on $500,000, wasn't it? $500,000 a week. and a poor git like me is on like 20 grand a year. And you think to yourself, $500,000 a week. Do you think Kane would go to Man City? I mean, they are a bigger club. Straight to Everton, yeah, I do. I think it's either going to be anything from, it's either going to be someone like Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, Messi to Forest, it'd be a laugh, wouldn't it? It's either going to be Paris Saint-Germain, maybe Bayern Munich. Good evening, Benjamin. Yeah, Man City not wanting him. But they've just bought Grealish for 100 million, haven't they? But could you imagine Grealish and could you imagine Grealish and Messi in the same squad? Grealish sending over those balls to Messi to run onto and score goals. God, I'd love to see him come to no, not a 10 landlord challenge. No, just one. No, I've got to pick the wife up and the daughter tonight. They're both out boozing. So good evening. Yeah, so I'm on a one beer, so I'm gonna sip it and just enjoy the night. That's all you can do when you're drinking one beer. I mean, it's a lovely beer nonetheless. You know, good old-fashioned beer made in 1952. Good evening, Disco. How are you? Made in 1952? Yeah, 1952 and still decent. Yeah, I think Liverpool got lucky that year. Everything fell into place for them. I think this year, it's... Oh dear, that's a point. Didn't even look at the ABV. .1 or 4.2, according to my eyes. It has held up well, isn't it? It just goes to show you. Yeah, 4.1. It just goes to show you that some of these older beers are still relevant even in this day and age. Well, these days I'm not in flipping raggy territory. Yeah. My drinking at the moment has it's gone down quite a lot, and it's still got bloody half steaming. Last night I got a bollocking off the wife. So yeah, I'm trying to be a good person. It's like water. Yeah. I mean, any beer that, what is it, nearly 70 years old, bloody hell, and still sells extremely well. When this is in supermarkets, it flies out. On cask, it's amazing. Higher ABV, hey, fair play. A man after my own heart. That just reminds me, actually, I need to bottle up the rest of my Imperial Stout with spiced rum. I've got about half a barrel left to bottle up. Need to get that done. I might do that tonight. Although no sly measures. Yeah, I think they do that at Disco quite a bit, you know. Do a lot of printing. I think Joseph Holt do as well. Yeah, it is nice on cask. It is. It's damn decent. San Miguel tonight, eh? Yeah, it's a killer, isn't it? It's a killer when you can only have one. I hate only having one of anything. Yeah, I've seen that, the Dark Landlord. Yeah, I've never had it either. No, I've not seen it. Obviously, I've had Boltmaker, another one of theirs. I've had that. One beer early on, yeah. And then about 11 o'clock. No, about 11 o'clock there'll be a review. Yeah, up the house, I'm not doing down the shed. You'd never have another wife, one's enough. Yeah. 2 bottles of Leffe. And an Indian in the fridge. Poor bloke. Let him out. Fucking freezing in that fridge. Yeah, Bolt Maker is nice. Ramtam. Ah, is it now? Ah, I've had Ramtam before. Yeah, strange name. But yeah, I've definitely had Ramtam before. I wish these comments would stay on for longer, because sometimes, you know, you miss. Yeah, all good, mate. Yeah. I've been a bit slow on Instagram the last few days. Work has been crazy, so I've not been taking as much notice of the old Instagram and everything. You could fit about 10 people in here sleeping. Yeah, my daughter's had a party in here before, but that's before we had a settee, the bar, and also a floor. I think it was a wooden floor back in the day. And her mates all slept in here. We had to leave the back door open all night so they could come up for a piss. And well, how old was they? About 16 at the time. 8 of them. Fucking hell. Bet my neighbours love me. Yeah. Kip in your van. Black Sheep. I do like a lot of the Black Sheep brewery beers. I do. And we do need, one of these days, I need to get the wife to go all the way. I've got the Prune Juice. Yeah. The Prune Juice is still here. Where is it? Somewhere. Is that Prune Juice? No, that's Imperial Cream Stout. That's Prune Juice. Only a little bit in that bottle though. But yeah, we no label on. The labels fell off. But I have got a full bottle of Prune Juice. Yeah. For all them brave enough to drink it. Yeah. I don't need to. I've done it before. Many times. Is that prune wine? Ah. So it's like a vintage now. This prune wine is. It's yeah, prune wine. That was good. And how it stays drinkable and when it's been opened, beggars belief. But it is strong. You know, you're looking about anything up to 20%. Sort of dinner out for the wife, eh? Hey, can't fault you there. Yeah, it takes some getting used to having a wife. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it tastes like brake fluid as well. You'll be shitting afterwards. Yeah. Yes, for those who do come to the house, to the shed, yeah, before the beer festival, I'm not drinking any Prune Juice wine before beer festival. No way. Okay. My shit's stink enough when you've mixed different beers. Favourite spirit? Do you know, I still love, and you can't get it for love nor money, Malibu. I love Malibu, the coconut rum. But you know Malibu Black, they brought out a Caribbean rum version. So it was Caribbean rum with coconut rum. It was 35%. It was more like a Caribbean rum in colour, but with the coconut. And it was amazing. And absolutely love it. And sadly, they don't make it anymore. You know, it's all discontinued. And I never actually reviewed it either, because it was in the days before I did beer reviews, you know. Strange really, isn't it? You know, sometimes if you could turn that clock back in life and things that you do, I mean, in some ways, life's about, you know, learning, isn't it? You know, some of the shit that happens to you, it's about learning from that shit and also the stuff that you create yourself, because we're all guilty of being knobheads at times and doing something silly ourselves and causing issues. But I'd love to go back in time and Captain Morgan Spice rum, yeah, very drinkable. I'd love to go back 10 years, and because 10 years ago, over this 7 years that I didn't do beer review, and over the last 10, I've drank a hell of a lot of bloody different stuff, especially beers that you'll never see again. from breweries, and it's a shame really, because there was some absolute belting beers. Good evening, Thomas, and thank you. Yes, 1.9 today. Yeah, it's you know, COVID has grown. I think beer review channels in the whole have grown because of COVID, because people are going on beer review channels and different personalities. Obviously, there's lots of different beer reviewers these days. Some more showman, like I mean, to be fair, Simon from Real Ale Craft Beer, he's more of a showman. Me, I'm obviously a bit more laid back in that respect. Balvenie 14-year-old. I've probably had that, but I've not reviewed it. 2000 challenge. Well, it could be a good year away yet. So, yeah. I mean, you never know, do you? You never know because at one stage, these subscriber things, it really stuttered, and yeah, 2000 challenge. I won't be able to get away with that world's strongest beer because the wife will have kittens. So it might as well be some mega. Yeah, a mega brew for the 2000. Yeah, that might be something. Yeah. I'm thinking of Evil Dog. You know Evil Dog, Bulldog Brews, Evil Dog. I'm thinking of doing that. More sugar for the ABV, obviously. But with butterscotch, and do it an Imperial Butterscotch Pale Ale, India Pale Ale. Good evening, Treebor. And good evening, Yogi. It is Yogi, isn't it? Thank you, matey. And thanks for being here from the beginning. Good evening, Andy. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the bloody name of that. Evil Dog. Yeah, Evil Dog is an amazing homebrew. You know, for those wanting to get into the world of homebrew, it's an absolute belter. It is. I mean, even if you don't play around with the ABV, with the sugar element, I've known people to get 8.5% out of that. And that's without playing around. So it just goes to show you, 2 or 3 bags of sugar in that bad boy, you will be going 11.5%. It'd be very, very interesting to get 2 Evil Dog kits, chuck them into 1 fermentation bucket, add sugar, and then add some flavouring at the end. Plum, butterscotch, plum. Plum would be nice. Yeah. A good plum essence. I've been looking at essences as well, and it says with some of these essences that you can get away with these dinky small bottles. You don't need a litre. You know, you can pay 8 or 9 quid, and that bottle will do, you know, that 25 litres. So it might be the thing, after the secondary fermentation, obviously. So it might be the thing to do that. Something crazy, a crazy beer for 2,000 subscribers. I mean, to think I'm on 1,900. It took 2 bloody years to get up to 465. Although, to be fair, I didn't really promote it at all. And I didn't even know other channels existed back in the day. So, COVID was good in some ways. It's not good at the moment, mind you. My poor workplace, they're so struggling for staff. No staff at that. Can't get the staff. Poor buggers are working like 16-hour days, and it's not easy, is it? It's not bloody easy. What a Prune Juice. What a Prune Juice a redo. Yeah, the Landlord's brilliant. Good to see you, Andy. Pubs are people. Yeah, I'm not really a big pub person, to be fair. It's all about the money, isn't it? It's what you can afford to go out. I can't really afford to go to pubs, because you go to a pub, that's it. I'm caught up now, I think. That's it. See you later. I've just had belly pork, I have, before I came. I had some Chinese coated belly pork slices from Iceland. 20 minutes in the JML. Lovely. Tasted absolutely spot on. Can I just see that again? Oh, here we go. Why does these things not scrolling? Yeah, but you go to the pub, it costs you a fortune. Yeah, I mean that's on a £4 for £6 deal. Pubs, what, £3.50 minimum, unless you're buying the cheap bloody John Smith's. So £3.50 minimum a pint. It gets expensive quick, and obviously I don't go on my own, so the wife comes with me. It can soon get expensive. Where 4 beer reviews for 6. Now something's just come on then. What was that? I just had an email or something. Oh, I've got VIP entry or something. You know what that means? From Bargain Booze. Oh, maybe they've sent me something for free. Yeah. I doubt it. Let's get into it now. Cracking pint. You just can't fault a decent pint, can you? Certainly hitting the spot. 4.1%. Gets you in the mood for more. That's the only bedevilment with drinking. You have one, and it's a struggle to just have one. Although tonight, like I say, I'm driving, so I daren't. And Nottingham's roads are bad enough when you're flipping sober. I mean, I hit somebody, although I still think it was his fault. I think he came from nowhere and twatted me. But and my wife was run into the back of. So, and with neither of us had accidents. And that's in the space of about 4 weeks. Or was it 4 or 6 weeks? Something daft like that. So it just goes to show you that bloody roads, how roads are these days. And there's something like 2 million people that are uninsured on the roads. I mean, it's fucking frightening, that is. 2 million. Cut ribbon on a new store, doubt it, mate. Why are these comments not showing up? I'm having to scroll the flipping comments. One does apologise for being late. Plum juice wine. Tally Ho from Palmer's Brewery. Rings a bell, that does, you know. Tally Ho. How much was your last beer haul again? Yeah. Well, I spent 90 quid last weekend. Yeah. Yeah. No, I can't be getting any more beers for a while because I'm absolutely rammed with beers. The fridge is full. The top of the fridge is full. There's about 30 beers on top of that chuffing fridge. The beer wall's chocker. Down here's chocker. And then I've got all the home brew as well. And I'm supposed to be cutting back on beer. That's all right. That day when people come for beer festivals, they're going to be taking some away with them. Well, home brew. Yeah. Yeah, but you can get a lot of beer reviews out of 90 quid. Beers from the last month. Oh, God. Well, one for sure. One beer stands out above every single beer that I've tasted. And that would be Wraggys Golden Ale. But I might be a bit biased there because I helped brew it. And it's got my name on it. From a pub, Titanic Plum Porter on draft. Yes, Disco, yeah, it's a killer, isn't it? You know, you keep seeing new beers come out, it's absolutely batters you. It's like, oh no, not more new bloody beers. I mean, you get new Lidl beers, and by the time you get around to reviewing them, they're old Lidl beers, or they've already gone out of Lidl. And that's it. It's like, I've got some Sainsbury's beers, and they've already disappeared from Sainsbury's. They're not even that old either, you know, because the supermarkets are rotating so quick these days that it's a struggle. It's unless you're necking a hell of a lot of beers. And I've cut down now to only 2 or 3 beer reviews a day, no more than 2 or 3. Trying to do one live every day at 6 o'clock, but the live beer will not be, it will be a beer that's in supermarkets, something like Landlord. So the other 2 reviews, I'm doing a bit more of a focused beer review. The chat keeps disappearing. Here you go. Tesco 4-packs for £6. Yeah, fair play there, mate. And when you look at supermarket beers as well, Brains Dark. I've got Brains Dark. Yes. Yeah, it's sat over there for a review. And if I chat to the wife tonight, she might not be too annoyed if I do a late night live beer review up the house. I'm not doing it down the shed. Don't like walking down the shed in the dark. Yeah, you tread on slugs and snails. And you're walking dog shit as well. The sneaky dog shits that the dog does and then walks off laughing. Yeah. Yeah. Drops his guts all down the path going to the shed. Yeah. That's why I banned him from the garden at the moment, so I can get back up to the house without him. He's getting old. He's like 15 years old and he can't control himself. And old age, isn't it? You know. Keep seeing him slightly deteriorating. It's like shit. Where at some stage it's not going to be a happy day. But he's had 15 good years with a good family, you know, or at least a half decent family. Save it to the end of the year. Fair play there. But if I remember rightly, Brains, was it Brains or was it somebody else? I'm sure Brains Dark was in Morrison's at one stage. Sure it was. Obviously the supermarkets have changed their range of beers so much these days. And you go somewhere, you think, oh yeah, I can get it from there. You get down there, no. And I still think that supermarkets, the beer side of things is too small. I think you could at least have another half an aisle with beer on. I think they could easily get away with a bigger beer section. You could have traditional beer section and get a couple of and have a local beer section, and then you have your craft beers. Your craft beers will chop and change. But I also think that supermarkets, in some ways, a draft beer section where you go up or somebody pours it out for you, because obviously you get idiots taking the mic, but where you go up and you can have draft beer poured out. If they want to really give the pubs a shall we say take some from the pubs, that would be the way to do it, I suppose. I mean, the amount of micro pubs these days, how it's exploded. Nottingham. I used to go drinking quite regularly before 2017. Never that regular, but regular enough. And then since now, when I go into Nottingham, there's so many pubs, craft beer pubs. It's unbelievable. You do the weekly shopping. Yeah. Take your £1 bottles with you. Could you imagine? Sorry, £1, 1 litre bottles, whatever. Could you imagine if they actually sold it with the bottle? Put the sticky label on for you. It says, right, mate, here, pint of this, pint of that. And swapped it every single day. There was something different. A bit like what you get in micro pubs, really. But it would make shopping very interesting, it would. And they'd sell a load. Even if the price wasn't that great, they'd still sell a load. Because people, especially beer drinkers who haven't had that particular beer before, would buy it. Maybe there's a thing for me if I ever win the lottery, to have a little shop that sells beer bottles and has a lineup of draft that you can sell. %, 4 lots of strata hops. And I'm on Landlord at 4%. And that's all I'm having. Killer, innit? Killer. Well, the one good thing is at least no one's talking about closing stuff down again at the moment. So there's a good thing. And have you noticed it's kind of plateaued out with the cases and the deaths with COVID, regarding COVID and that. And I do think that they now are at that stage where they've come to the realization is if you get it, you get it. And you let the other half pick the beer. My wife won't be picking beer for me at the moment. No. No, bless her. I think it's a strong topic. I think COVID's a strong topic. I think there's people on both sides of the fence. Yeah. Whether you agree with COVID and the vaccines or don't agree with it, you know, the people on both sides of the fence are really bloody vocal. The thing is, if you want to go abroad, I can see them saying to everybody, you get your double vaccine or you're not going. And did you read in the news about somebody, is it CNN? Somebody went into CNN who wasn't vaccinated, gave everyone COVID, and they fired them. And is that going to be a thing for the future where if you haven't had your your vaccines, you know, there's a good chance you won't get a job. You know, regardless of how you feel about it, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. I mean, whatever you agree or you don't agree with, what you've got to remember is donkeys years ago. Yeah. Donkeys years ago, smallpox was a big thing. They eradicated smallpox with vaccines. So it's interesting, isn't it? Well, we want to go abroad next year. Well, money depending, obviously. Flipping heck. I swear things just come along to bite you in the arse. I mean, we've had to pay out for loads on a car this year, and then repairs, and and then a new hot tub, and it just seems to be one thing after another. Good evening. Top 3 cans of lager. Ooh. If we're talking supermarket lager, that's interesting. I'd say for the standard stuff that's everywhere, for me, Estrella. I absolutely love Estrella. If we're talking bottled lager, Peroni's Doppio Molto is amazing. If we're talking the mainstream UK stuff, oh dear, that's a more difficult thing. Estrella is mainstream, obviously, but it's classed as a world lager. Although all the lagers are world lagers, because I think only Carling is UK, isn't it? Carlsberg's Dane, Foster's Australia, Stella's Belgium. So Budweiser's American / Czechoslovakian, is it? Whatever it is. So is Carling the only... I mean, there's a good lager. Tetley's number 4. I think that's probably, because of the ale yeast they use, I think that's probably one of the best lagers on the shelves. It's a great transition between lager and ale. If we're talking flavoured lager, I would say San Miguel Peroni Kronenberg. Heineken, again Heineken, I do like Heineken. I had Heineken last week in Blackpool and it was amazing. I had it in the park, in a restaurant in the park, and then I had it from the bar downstairs in the hotel, and it was lovely. You know, whatever you're drinking, it's lovely to get back on you know, get back in touch with some of these lagers. And yeah, I like real ales, I like stouts, imperial stouts, I like stuff with flavour. But I can still appreciate a lager, and I can still appreciate a cider. San Miguel, you know, when you're in Spain. Certain hotels do some. I mean, where I normally stop, it's La Pineda, so it's in the Catalonia area of Spain, i.e., Estrella's king there. And yet, even some of the hotels there do San Miguel. I mean, you can't fault it. I mean, where I normally go on holiday, Estival Park in La Pineda, they have Estrella on tap. You just go up and help yourself. So they have the main bar, but then they have an area where you can just go up and get the Estrella. So you pour one out, drink, pour another out, drink, and then you walk back and say, God, there's a right queue at the bar. There's a right queue at the bar, and you've already had three pints. Job's a good one. Can't fault it, can you, in that way? Yes, it also is. San Miguel is in Tesco's. I think it's 5.3 in Tesco's. It does vary, you know, on cask in the UK, on cask or keg, because Carling do kegs. I'm sure it's 5.2 on keg. Rattler on the wall. Good evening, Craig. Yeah, I need to do the old review of the Rattlers at some stage. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Yeah, it's just underneath the sign. Yeah, I need to review it at some stage. It's just getting, you know, because now I've dropped my reviews down to a maximum of 3 a day. It's getting tougher and tougher to get all these bloody reviews in. It's 5 in supermarkets. Wow. Stella. Yeah, they keep dropping the ABV on Stella, don't they? Yeah. I'm not a Stella drinker, to be fair. I don't like the wife beater part of it. See you later, matey. Enjoy your curry. I don't like the wife beater aspect, the nickname it's got for Stella. But dropping the ABV down is never a good thing, I don't think. I think it ruins beers. And it happened with one of my favourite Christmas pudding stouts. And, you know, and I can only see this becoming more of a thing because the government, English, Scottish are just as bad, aren't they? They are doing it on price per unit. So you're going to come to the stage where the mainstream stuff, especially the mainstream, not so much the craft. I don't think you'll see a lot of craft beer reduced in ABV. But certainly the mainstream will, because they're trying to keep it the price as low so people buy it in bulk, whereas imperial stouts, because they're already bloody expensive anyway, price per unit won't really affect them too much. But the cheap lagers, Carling, Foster's, Carlsberg, Budweiser, Coors, Stella, and all them that all sell by crate and relatively cheap, they're the ones that a price per unit, if it comes to England, will hit the worst. I mean, I remember basic cider in Sainsbury's when I worked there. Nasty stuff, looks like piss. Is it the football season tomorrow? Didn't even know. I'm hoping Forest do something this year. Hoping. Yeah. We'll keep hoping, don't we? You know, whatever club you support, you do hope they have a good year. Or at least something that resembles a half decent year. I mean, none of us want to be fighting for relegation every flipping year. Or spending millions on players that never do anything. I mean, Forest spent 15 million on that Carvalho, or how you pronounce it. And for some reason, they don't even play him. And it's like, who the bloody hell paid the money out? Who sanctioned that transfer? Bournemouth versus West Brom. West Brom back down again, eh? Yeah, don't headbutt pavements. It hurts. Yeah, I've not slipped over in years. I haven't, thankfully. No. I'm hoping that the bear don't hit me. I've got 2 beer festivals coming soon, or 3 if you can't hook no one. But that'll be more of just me and the wife going up for a drink. Yeah, he's got an ex-Forest player there as well, Zach Clough. Yeah, good old Bullman. Yeah. Now, I'm sure he'll be in Nottingham at some stage if they play Notts County. Or was it Mansfield they'll be playing? I can't remember these. Did County go up? I can't remember. Not really a County fan, as you can tell. Forest. Much of what that is these days. I think having the right manager and it's all about the money though, isn't it? But even so, even with big money, having the right manager makes such a difference. Man City getting Guardiola is a masterstroke for them. Obviously Liverpool getting Klopp. And Man United, it's still quite funny that they've kept with Ole Gunnar. But he seems to be doing all right. Then buying that lad from Portugal, was it Fernandes? He's done well for them. No, he's not Nigel's son. No, he's just a name, same name. Yeah, I wondered that as well when he came. Yeah, that would make you feel old, wouldn't it? But make any of us feel old. Bloody hell. Brian Clough's grandson. But no, it's just a namesake. And he did play for Forest as well, really. Didn't set anything alight here. But that does happen a lot of the time. David Pleat. We've had some good managers over the years. It's just that the either weren't given enough time or something happened, and sometimes the club hierarchy sell players. When they sold, I think when Nottingham Forest sold Chris Cooper and Kevin Campbell, that's when Van Hooijdonk went on strike. And that killed Forest, that did, because Van Hooijdonk was one of the world's best. At free kicks, he was amazing. I watched him. I was at the football ground that night in the Trent End, and I watched him bang 2 free kicks in, and they were just sublime free kicks. And you do hope that one day, like every football team, you hope that they gel and you get that, but then that you keep them as well, because it's all right getting up into the Premiership with a good team, but unless you can keep your players and keep building that team, selling players, bad idea. But obviously players see money, don't they? They see the signs of money, and they want to. I mean, I suppose you're only here so long. Yeah. So Trent Bridge is here. Forest's ground is here. River Trent, County's ground. So they're so close together. Yeah. And I've sat in County's ground. Yeah, I had to wash myself down after I left, obviously being a Forest fan. But we did get the tickets for free. County lost that day as well, so it's like, fucking I've come all the way down here to watch these lose. But it was a nice experience for my lad to see a game of footy. Although I took my wife one day to watch football, and when they start swearing, the referee's a wanker. Yeah, so County's ground's called County Ground. Forest's is called City Ground. I'm not a season ticket holder, no. I couldn't afford it. 400 and something quid a year to be a season ticket holder. No. Plus, to be honest, in the winter months, I'm not sitting in a fucking freezing cold ground. I'd rather sit at home and watch it. Sitting freezing your bollocks off in the stands. No. And then if you lose, or if it chucks it down with rain, and then if you lose, you've got to traipse all the way through town. There's the chance of meeting all the pissheads in town, get the fucking bus home, and I think to myself, bollocks to that. I love Forest in a fashion, but I ain't got the money anyway. 400 quid. 400 quid nearly is half a holiday. If you think about it. And there's plenty of richer people than me who can afford to go. and support Forest. I'll support Forest from the back, as I do at work. You know, I'll do the grounds, and it looks great for the weddings, but I'm not at the front. I'm at the back, out of the way, watching people's reactions. Beautiful taste on this, though. I mean, to say it's been cracked open nearly an hour, still tasting really nice. And I've noticed that the good man Craig, Hopzine, and Hopzine's wife are at Hop City in Leeds. Is it Leeds? I'm sure it is Leeds. And for the festival. So I'm going to Nottingham's Craft Beer Festival 2 weeks today. So I need to get some pennies. I've never been to a craft beer festival before, so I've no idea what to expect or what beers are going to be there. And you get a snazzy glass at the festival, so that's nice to see the glasses. And I'm looking forward to going, actually, and experiencing a beer festival. It's not easy being a fan of Leeds, Forest or anything. Leeds, though, got a good manager, Bielsa, isn't it? I think he's a clever manager, and I think that's what you need to stay in the Premiership. You need that, but also you need backing, don't you? Not selling your best players. Hopefully one day Forest will make it back up, but that Championship is an absolute bitch to get out of. And then you've got the transition period of joining the Premiership and staying in the Premiership. Not easy. Not easy by a long shot. A lot of good managers have gone up and come back down and then got sacked. Just hope this year we can do something, you know. But it's getting the players to gel. Sheffield United going up again, eh? You reckon? See, when you look at some of the teams in the Premiership, there's some teams that you think, why are they there? Obviously, they've had a couple of good seasons, got up, and obviously good managers, and build a team of players. I mean, for me, it's not about superstars. It's having a team of players who watch each other's back, have got each other's back, but gel as a team, absolutely gel, and they're all on the same page. Not these prima donnas, you know. Good evening, Darren. And Nottingham Forest had that back in 78, 79 when we won back-to-back European Cups. We had a team of it was an absolute team. And obviously then they went out and paid $1 million for Trevor Francis. Obviously the money came in, so they could afford to. But obviously we weren't like Liverpool and teams like that. You know, we were a nobody really that came up and took the world by storm. Will it ever happen again? I doubt it. I doubt it these days. I think money's too big. Too many big name players. But when you look at what Forest have spent a fortune over the years on players, and we've got all these young lads that aren't getting. Yeah, it's all about the money, isn't it? It must be awful to live somewhere like London, and you look at some of the season tickets for some of the big clubs like Chelsea, or is it 1,200 quid for a season ticket or something daft like that anyway? And it's like, bloody hell, you're pricing the worker, you know, the bog standard workers, you're pricing them out of the game. It's just a rich man's viewing game now. Whereas for me, surely it's better to have a full stadium and get the atmosphere. There ought to be a spending cap on all players. But then if you think about it, look what the clubs make from sponsorship, TV deals. So the clubs are making the money. That's the only reason they can afford to go out and spend more and more money. So you I suppose in some ways you can't begrudge 100 million, eh? Oh, for Grealish. He's a good player, but I still don't think we've seen the best of him at the Euros. I don't think he was given enough time to show the best. I suppose in some ways good for Aston Villa, you know, a big cash injection for them, as long as they spend it on the right players. You know, it's it'll be interesting for them. Good evening. So I'm on a £1 special tonight. Yeah, directors and shareholders. Yeah, yeah. Rich, giving it to the rich. Yeah. I bet there's a lot of players though that are out of work now. You know, because obviously clubs have had to shrink, and you're not telling me that there's a lot of players that aren't you know, that have had to drastically downgrade to lower divisions. Directors on cast, get in. I do like directors, you know. Courage directors. I remember when it came into Sainsbury's, and we were all really excited. This is a raggy record. Yeah, it's killing me. An hour and one beer. One flipping beer in an hour. I've got a nice clear head though, to be fair. It's quite nice to have a clear head. But yeah, an hour. Creasing me. And I'm waiting for the inevitable phone call as well. Still doing alright though. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Can't be losing my licence. That's you know, and last thing I want is some knobhead running into me. Because I'm taking the BM into town. I'm not taking the Skoda. Yeah, agents cause a lot of shit in football, don't they? That's when players' heads get turned. You know, oh, someone's offering this for you, and then all of a sudden that player starts to lose interest. I suppose it's like us really. When you know, when you look at jobs, when you're fed up of your job a little bit, and you apply for a job, and your head gets turned. That happened to me 2 years ago now. My head got turned to this job, that shit fucking job, and I totally believed the bollocks. You're fed up in your job. Yeah, lots of people are, aren't they? It's not easy, is it? Work's a shit, isn't it? You know. What would be my dream job? Well, I'm doing a job that's close to my dream job at the moment. No job's perfect. No job ever is. But it's a good job. Would I like more money? Probably. Yeah, probably. Especially when somebody new comes in, he tells me he's on more money than me, and it's like, huh? 15% pay cut. Ouch. But the city council, when I worked there, you know, they was like that. We used to get basic pay, and then we used to get a bonus, and they took the bonus off us, and then gave you more work, you know, more moaning because you're not doing the work, because you know, you literally, there's only so much work anyone can do. I work clever in my job. I use things like weed killer where I can to make the job easier. But there's some things in my job, like where I am at the moment, I can't get all the weeding done because I literally ain't got the hours in the day to do it. By the time I've done all the mowing, the edge trimming, and everything else, there's only so many hours. And I mean, I took a pay cut to go where I am now, and obviously it was a great move. That other job was terrible. Good evening. And yeah, the other job was terrible. I mean, to think I've actually been in this job a year. Well, it's actually a year, and I think it's about the 18th of August. I will be doing a year review from that workplace. and show you how it's come along, and it has come along. Bloody amazing. Your deeper's almost gone. Still rocking the Landlord. Yeah, I'm sipping it slowly. Awesome beer though. I mean, that's why I chose it. I wanted to choose something that was going to last an hour and still be nice tasting. Going down a tree, yeah, fucker. Oh dear. It's deadly in here because I'm in a shed, obviously. Good evening, Andy. How many beer reviews are you on now then, Andy, if you don't mind me asking? I need to go. You know, life's so crazy busy at the moment. I'm catching up with chuffing social media from over 2 weeks ago. So I had no time, apart from being drunk as well a few times, that to catch up on that, people's beer reviews and that. To be honest, I've at the moment I've not been able to watch anybody else's beer reviews. I don't watch mine, obviously, but I've you know, I used to watch a few beer reviews. No, we're still waiting. It's a cask. There's two. We've got 2 casks at Kelham, in Newark. It is, mate. I think 134 is not bad, to be fair. Make sure you tag. Make sure you. It's a pain in the arse because you have to go on Instagram, tag breweries, go on Twitter, but the Facebook as well, and you know, obviously dependent on your review and how, in other people's eyes, how good your review is. I mean, I've done reviews that I thought were absolutely amazing, and I've got about 10 people watching the review, and it's like, what? That was a fucking brilliant review. And then I'll do a review of something like Foster's, and I get over 300 watching it, and it's like, there's no justice in the world. $12.99, fair play there. Yeah, keep up with the reviews though. Don't stop. Exactly what Benjamin says. Don't take it too seriously. No. Have a laugh. Do the beer review. Chuck a bit of personality in. Personality's king, I think. Obviously, you've got to be careful how long the beer review is, I suppose. But it depends on what your personality is. Because if you've got a good personality and a bit of a storyline, then people don't mind watching longer reviews. If your review's boring and if the personality is not coming across that way. Good evening, Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. And how are you, mate? And good to see you got your Swedish passport. It is your Swedish passport, isn't it? Exactly. That's the thing about doing beer reviews. Do it because you enjoy it. Don't do it for followers. Don't do it for likes and all that other shit. Do it because you like the beer. Proper foreign, eh? Knoll Spring. I've had Knoll Spring before. I have. Back in the day, at least. Yeah. Oh, it's taken a long time to drink one beer. One flipping beer. 1 hour and 10 minutes. That's a world record for the Wraggys. Do as an excuse to drink more beer. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah. Although I'm trying to be good. Doing more, matey. Yeah. I'm on driving duty tonight, so I'm picking both my wife and daughter up later. So I'm only doing one, but I am going to do a late night review, possibly an 11 o'clock review. Make sure I get permission first, mind you. I don't want to be upsetting the wife and the family, you know, because I'll be in the kitchen doing it. I won't be down the shed doing a flipping 11 o'clock review. But yeah, I might do a live later. Sod it. Hey, tweet the old live. It's been a while since I've done some proper lives, to be fair. And I think these one beer lives, that hopefully no black card. No, okay, no. I've had more red cards and black cards recently than fucking hell some of the worst footballers. I don't think I got this from Aldi. I think I got this from Morrison's, to be fair. I think so. Yeah, definitely winter months. I have got some prune juice. I have got the prune juice wine. Yeah. It's still here. Yes, I did get the red card last night. Yeah. I kind of pissed her off again. I think we do it sometimes for bedevilment, don't we? The only problem is I pissed my wife off so much just recently that she's not having it, and yeah, it's one has to remember that yeah, you know, sometimes you can do it too often. So I am being good tonight. Yeah, trying to be at least. You know, trying. Yes, and I'm waiting for a phone call, probably about 8 o'clock actually. Did my phone die last night? I think my phone might have died. I can't remember now. Fucking hell. That's bad, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what. Can't remember. That was yesterday. Different day now. I swear getting older makes you forget. Or drinking beer makes you forget. Or a combination of the both, you know. Older and beer drinking. Not good. Yeah. No wonder people think they've got dementia. They just drink too much. Balotelli, eh? He had some attitude on him, he did, didn't he? Oh, Balotelli. Fucking hell. Yes, he did have some attitude, that lad did. Bless him. Bless his little cotton sockies. I've got to be good because I've got Nottingham Craft Beer Festival coming up, and I've got a taproom day on the Saturday, so I need to smooth it over. "20 days sober." Fucking hell. To be fair, if I wanted to walk away from beer reviews and all that, I could do it. You know, I contemplate it some days at work. I'm there at work, you know, especially after I've had a red card or two. And I think to myself, do I really need to be drinking beer? Do I need to? You know, it's, I know some people drink beer because they have to. And some people drink it because it's, you know, it's just nice to have a beer. And yeah, stick to supermarket beers. Yeah, going to Japan. I bet you're ready, aren't you? I bet you're ready to get over there. Hey, now everything's starting to return to normality, some sort of normality at least. It's nice to have the world opened up again. What a strange old year. Hey, strange old year and a half. You couldn't have imagined it, could you? You know, if you look back nearly 2 years and thought this was going to happen. Yeah. As for supermarket beers, you know, I think supermarket beers, new beers from supermarkets are the best beers to review. The craft beers, they're all right to review, but they're expensive. And unless you know, if you're paying 15 quid for one beer, it gets expensive very quickly. Beer time. Can't fault you. Yes. I'm still enjoying this one beer. Yes. One chuffing beer. See you later. Have a good one. But, you know. Yeah, so all the home brews finished now. I've got, so I think I've got 4 or 5 different. I have, yeah. I've got a couple in the fridge that I paid 15 quid for. Yeah. In fact, I've got one at 15, one at 13 and one at 11. Yeah, I've got a £15 one from Black Iris Brewery. That's a 750ml bottle though. I've got a 13 quid one from Castle Rock and Emperor's Brewery. I think it was 13. Well, I paid 13 anyway. And 11 quid for a Thornbridge Necessary Evil. And I've got them for when the good fella Craig comes up in 2 weeks' time, because I'm going to get him in this bloody beer room. So you see where you live, Thomas. Obviously, you get beers over there that you can't get in here in the UK. Some. Are they genuinely worth it? Yeah. Some of them. Not all of them. Not all these expensive beers are worth it. But some of them are. And they're mostly strong beers, obviously. You know, above 10% and upwards. But yeah, it's the experience. Yeah. See you later, matey. Have a good one. Ninkasi was not worth it. No, fucking 750 for that shite. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're a stout fan, Imperial stouts, that is, keep the eye out for anything from an Emperor's Brewery. Follow him, because when he does collabs, he's probably the best stout maker in the UK, and he's from Leicester as well, down the road. As for home brews, I've done an Imperial Ginger Barley Wine, an Imperial Cream Stout. I've done an Imperial Honey Porter with bourbon. I've done an Imperial, this bugger here. Imperial Chocolate Stout with spiced rum, or an Imperial Spiced Rum Chocolate Stout, if you want to call it that way. Sure, I've done another. I'm sure I did 3. What's all these bottles? That's the Ginger Barley Wine. Ginger Barley Wine. And the Ginger Barley Wine, it's aged beautifully. It really has. Rocket juice, though. Strong as hell. Really blooming strong. That one, Buckham Brewing Company. So it's their golden ale. Yeah, 4.4%. So, yeah. I mean, the Black Iris one, that's a special release, that is. But the 2 bottles as well that I paid for, both 113, 111, they're not even big bottles. They're like 375ml. So, a pint, you're looking at 17 quid a pint or something. So, not cheap. Yeah, not cheap at all. So, a lovely pale ale. Really enjoyed it. Still got a lovely malty aroma to it. Lovely taste. It was more about the tap room tonight. I've reviewed Landlord before, so it's not like I'm robbing a review. Would I drink it again? Yes. I've drank it on cask. I've drank it in bottle. Totally amazing. Out of 5, I'd give it about a 4.2 out of 5. I won't class it as a top 10 beer, but it's certainly a good supermarket beer. So it's certainly worth trying for those out there who haven't tried it yet, which is surprising because it sells well, and you can get homebrew kits. Yeah, I've had it on cask as well. I had it on cask the other week before we went for a meal, and it was bang on. It was. Right. Gonna have to run up the house and get ready for the inevitable phone call, and might see people around 11 o'clock if I do a live at 11. Live at 11. It sounds like fucking. Yes, thank you. It was a good chat, wasn't it? It was nice. Nice to have a chat. Nice to do a live now and again. See everyone later. Cheers. Put my phone back on charge as well. Before it dies.